Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about something each one of us faces in life: seasons of transition. Maybe you're coming out of a comfortable place and now you're walking into the unknown. Maybe a door closed that you weren't expecting. Maybe you feel stuck between where you were and where you want to be. It's tempting to feel frustrated, worried, or even fearful. But I want to encourage you today. A season of transition is not a season of failure, it's a season of preparation. Just like the seasons of nature change, from winter to spring, from summer to fall, our lives have seasons too. Every season has a purpose. You may not see the full picture right now, but God is ordering your steps. He's getting you ready for something bigger, something better, something beyond what you can imagine. You see, transition isn't punishment, it's positioning. It's setting you up for your promotion. The discomfort you're feeling isn't a sign you're going backward, it's a sign you're growing. It's stretching your faith. It's preparing your character for the places your dreams will take you. When the Israelites left Egypt, they didn't walk straight into the promised land. They had a season of transition, the wilderness. But it was in the wilderness that they learned to trust God more deeply. It was in the wilderness that they shed the mindset of slavery and embraced the mindset of freedom. Maybe today you're in your own wilderness season. It's not easy. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You are being refined. You are being strengthened. You are being prepared for the promise. Hold steady. Keep trusting. Keep moving forward. The season will change. The transition will pass. And when it does, you'll step into something greater than you ever dreamed. You are closer than you think. Your season of transition is leading you to a season of triumph. Transitions are a part of life's natural rhythm. Every season has a divine purpose. In the natural world, seasons come and go in a predictable cycle. Winter melts into spring, spring blossoms into summer, summer fades into fall, and fall prepares the way for winter again. Each season plays an essential role in maintaining balance, growth, and renewal on the earth. It's not a random pattern, it's a divine design. In the same way, the seasons of our lives are orchestrated by a higher hand. They are not accidents or coincidences, they are purposeful movements carefully aligned to develop us, stretch us, and prepare us for what's next. When we understand that transitions are part of a divine rhythm, we can begin to embrace them instead of resisting them. It's easy to get frustrated when things aren't stable, when the ground beneath us feels like it's shifting. But just like farmers trust that winter will give way to spring, we can trust that our times of uncertainty are only temporary. They are making way for something new, something we cannot yet fully see. Seasons of transition are a part of the bigger story God is writing in our lives, even when the chapter we're living doesn't seem to make sense. One of the mistakes we often make is thinking that change means something is wrong. We look at the shifts, the losses, the unexpected detours, and wonder if we missed it, if we made a mistake, if we're somehow off course. But the truth is, transition is often a sign that God is doing a new thing. It's His way of moving us from one level to another. If everything stayed the same, we would never discover new strengths, new opportunities, or new dimensions of our destiny. Just as the tree cannot remain in perpetual bloom, neither can we stay in one place forever. Seasons of transition are also times when our roots grow deeper. In nature, during the fall and winter months when the surface appears barren and empty, roots beneath the ground are growing stronger. They are reaching deeper into the soil, drawing up the nourishment they will need for the vibrant growth of spring. In our lives, when it feels like nothing is happening, when doors seem closed and dreams seem delayed, that's often when God is doing His greatest work inside of us. He's deepening our faith, strengthening our character, and preparing us for greater fruitfulness ahead. We need to remember that transitions often carry hidden treasures. It's easy to celebrate the harvest seasons when everything is flourishing, but the hidden work that happens during transition seasons is just as important. The lessons we learn in the quiet moments, the resilience we built through waiting, the perspective we gain through uncertainty, these are treasures that will serve us for the rest of our lives. Without the transition, we would not be equipped to handle the blessings and responsibilities of the next season. Sometimes, the very discomfort of transition is what pushes us to discover parts of ourselves we didn't even know were there. When life is predictable, we lean on our routines. But when life shifts and old comforts are taken away, We are forced to find new strength, new creativity, new ways to rely on God's provision and wisdom. Transition stretches us beyond what we thought was possible. It invites us into a deeper partnership with God, where we no longer just survive, we thrive by His strength. If we could see the full blueprint of our lives, the way God sees it, we would realize that every transition is timed perfectly. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. The seemingly disconnected pieces are being woven together in a tapestry that is rich, beautiful, and full of purpose. Even the seasons that feel like setbacks are often setups for the greatest leaps forward. Trusting in the divine rhythm of seasons allows us to walk through transitions with peace instead of panic, with hope instead of despair. In every shift, in every change, in every unfamiliar place, God's hand is still steady. Just as the seasons never fail to change at the appointed time, His promises over your life will not fail. You may not be able to control the timing or the way things unfold, but you can trust the one who holds your times and seasons in His hands. He is faithful in every season, and especially faithful in your seasons of transition. A season of transition is not a sign of failure, but a sign of growth and preparation. It's easy to misinterpret a season of change as a season of loss. When we find ourselves leaving behind the familiar, a job, a relationship, a city, a routine, our natural instinct can be to think something has gone wrong. We often equate transition with failure, assuming that if things were going right, everything would stay the same. But the truth is, seasons of transition are not about falling backward. They are about stepping upward. They are signs that you are outgrowing where you've been and moving towards something greater. Think about a child learning how to walk. They stumble, they fall, they look awkward and unsure. From the outside, it might look like failure, but any parent knows it's the complete opposite. That child is in the process of growth. They are transitioning from crawling to walking, from dependency to a new level of strength and independence. The falls, the stumbles, the struggles are not signs of weakness. They are proof that growth is happening. In the same way, when you go through a rocky, uncertain season, it's often proof that you're being stretched into new abilities and new capacities. Growth almost never happens in the comfort zones of life. If you were to stay in the same place, surrounded by the same people, doing the same things, you might feel safe, but you would never discover the fullness of what's inside you. Seasons of transition force you to tap into new areas of strength, creativity, faith, and perseverance. They bring out qualities you didn't even know you had. They are not setbacks. They are setups for a new season of strength. Preparation is another key part of transition. You wouldn't expect an athlete to step into the championship game without first going through rigorous training, stretching, and conditioning. It's the hard, unseen preparation behind the scenes that makes the visible victory possible. In the same way, your season of transition may feel like hard training, like stretching and struggling, but it's preparing you for the places you've been praying to go. God doesn't waste preparation. He uses it to equip you for every blessing that's coming. Sometimes we look around and see others who seem to be soaring while we feel stuck in transition. It's tempting to get discouraged, to wonder if we've been forgotten or left behind. But not every season is a harvest season. Some seasons are about planting, watering, and waiting. Those hidden seasons are not wasted seasons. They are growing your roots deep. They are making sure that when your time of harvest comes, you'll be able to stand strong and bear the weight of the blessings without crumbling under the pressure. When Joseph was betrayed by his brothers and thrown into a pit, it would have been easy for him to think he had failed. When he was unjustly imprisoned, it might have looked like life had passed him by. But those seasons of transition were not failures. They were essential chapters in his preparation. Without the pit, without the prison, Joseph would never have reached the palace. Every step, even the painful ones, was part of the journey toward his destiny. Your transitions are preparing you in the same way for the great things ahead. One thing that's important to remember during transition is that feelings are not facts. You may feel forgotten, but you are chosen. You may feel lost, but you are being led. You may feel delayed, but you are right on schedule according to God's perfect timing. Don't let temporary emotions convince you to quit in the middle of your preparation season. Hold on. Stay faithful. Keep trusting. What feels like being stuck is actually being stationed, positioned for what's coming next. If you could see what God sees, the bigger picture, the future blessings, the doors he's opening behind the scenes, you would rejoice even in the waiting. You would dance even in the delay. You would dance even in the delay. Transition seasons are not signs of failure. They are sacred, holy spaces where the seeds of destiny are watered, nurtured, and grown. They are shaping you for a life that's bigger and more beautiful than anything you could ask, think, or imagine. God often moves us through uncomfortable places to prepare us for our next level. When we think about the path to our dreams, we often imagine a smooth road lined with blessings, open doors, and favor at every turn. But more often than not, the journey includes seasons that feel uncomfortable, uncertain, and even painful. It's in those uncomfortable places where the real preparation happens. God doesn't allow us to stay in comfort zones forever because comfort rarely brings out the best in us. Instead, he moves us through unfamiliar territory to shape us, to sharpen us, and to strengthen us for the next level he has in mind. It's in the uncomfortable places that our faith is tested and refined. When everything is going our way, it's easy to say we trust God. But when the path gets rocky, when doors close unexpectedly, when plans fall apart, that's when our trust is truly forged. Those uncomfortable moments teach us to lean on him in a deeper way, to hear his voice more clearly, and to depend on his strength rather than our own. Faith that has been tested is faith that can carry the weight of greater blessings. Sometimes God allows discomfort because he knows we wouldn't move otherwise. We tend to settle into what's familiar, even if it's far less than what he has for us, but discomfort stirs something inside us. It makes us start looking for more, reaching for more, believing for more. It pushes us to grow beyond where we are. Without the stirring, without the shaking, we might miss the doors God is trying to open. Discomfort is often the signal that it's time to move, to stretch, to prepare for a bigger place. The story of Abraham is a powerful example. God called him to leave his homeland, to step away from everything familiar, and go to a place he didn't even know yet. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't easy. But it was necessary for Abraham to become the father of many nations. If he had stayed in the comfort of his old life, he would have missed the incredible destiny God had prepared for him. In the same way, when God allows you to walk through an uncomfortable season, it's because he's calling you to something greater than you could imagine from where you are right now. Uncomfortable places are also places of revelation. When everything is stripped away, the familiar support systems, the easy routines, the safe surroundings, we find out who we really are and what we're really made of. More importantly, we discover who God really is for us. In the comfort zone, he may be our helper. But in the uncomfortable zone, he becomes our provider, our defender, our guide, our strength. What we learn about God in the valley will sustain us when we reach the mountaintop. Preparation often feels like pressure. A diamond is formed under intense heat and crushing pressure. Without it, the carbon would remain ordinary, unremarkable. The same is true for us. The pressure, the discomfort, the stretching seasons are shaping us into something far more valuable, far more radiant, far more powerful than we were before. What feels like breaking is often actually making. God is not punishing you. He is polishing you. It's important to resist the temptation to give up too soon. When the pressure builds, when the discomfort grows, the enemy would love for you to believe that you're being abandoned or punished. But in reality, you are being prepared and promoted. The discomfort is not a tomb, it's a womb. It's not the end, it's the beginning of something new being birthed inside of you. If you stay the course, if you hold on to your faith, you'll see that the uncomfortable place was actually the launching pad for your destiny. God knows exactly how much pressure you can bear. He knows exactly how much stretching you need to be ready. He is the master potter, skillfully molding and shaping your life into a masterpiece. And even when you don't understand the process, you can trust the hands that are holding you. He's not just taking you through uncomfortable places for no reason. He's preparing you for a future that's bigger, brighter, and more blessed than anything you've seen before. When doors close, it's often because greater doors are about to open. When a door closes in life, our first reaction is often disappointment. We wonder why it didn't work out, why the opportunity slipped away, why the relationship ended, or why the dream seemed to stall. It's natural to grieve what was lost, but we must remember, closed doors are not signs of rejection, they are signs of redirection. God never closes a door without preparing to open another one that is better suited for our destiny. What feels like a setback is often His protection and preparation for what's ahead. We tend to see only what's right in front of us, but God sees the full landscape of our lives. He sees the future that we cannot see. Sometimes a door closes because if we had walked through it, it would have limited us, trapped us, or delayed us from stepping into something far greater. A closed door can be a gift in disguise. It may feel like a loss in the moment, but later on, we often look back and realize it was the best thing that could have happened to us. Closed doors teach us trust. When life doesn't go according to our plans, we have the choice to either become bitter or to become better. Trust is choosing to believe that even when we don't understand, God is still in control. Trust is refusing to let disappointment harden our hearts. It's believing that the same God who opened doors in the past is still working behind the scenes, orchestrating something even better than what we had imagined. If one door closes, it's because God has something greater with your name on it. The Bible reminds us that God is the one who opens doors no man can shut, and closes doors no man can open. That means no disappointment, no betrayal, no missed opportunity has the final say over your life. If God allowed a door to close, it's because it wasn't part of your destiny. Hoda wasn't part of your destiny. Sometimes we try to force open doors that were never meant for us, and all we find is frustration. But if we will surrender to His timing and His plan, we will discover that the open door He has prepared is so much better than anything we could have orchestrated on our own. There are times when a door closes suddenly and painfully, and it leaves us standing in a hallway of uncertainty. Those in-between moments, where one season has ended but the next hasn't yet begun, are some of the most important seasons of our lives. It's in the hallway where our faith grows, where our trust is deepened, where our character is refined. The hallway is not a place to give up. It's a place to get ready. Your next door is on the way, and it's bigger than you think. If Joseph had stayed focused on the closed door of betrayal and imprisonment, he would have missed the palace. If Ruth had stayed stuck in the grief of her losses, she would have missed the new beginning God had for her in Boaz. Their stories, like so many others in Scripture, remind us that God uses closed doors to position us for open doors that lead to greater blessings. You are not being shut out. You are being set up for something better. Sometimes the greater door isn't just about a new opportunity. It's about a new level of influence, impact, and purpose. God doesn't just want to bless you for your sake. He wants to bless you so that you can be a blessing to others. The new doors He is preparing may not just change your life. They may change the lives of countless people around you. That's why the wait is worth it. That's why the disappointment cannot defeat you. There's a bigger picture unfolding that you cannot yet see. While you're waiting for the next door to open, stay faithful. Keep showing up. Keep doing the right thing even when it's hard. Don't lose heart when it seems like nothing is happening. Every day you stay in faith. Every time you choose to trust instead of giving up, you are getting closer to that greater door. And when it opens, you'll realize that the waiting, the wondering, and even the heartbreak were all part of the preparation for the incredible future God had in store for you all along. Trusting God in transition seasons brings peace even when we don't understand. When life shifts and familiar things begin to change, it's natural for fear and anxiety to try to take root. Questions flood our minds. Why is this happening? Where am I going? What's next? Transition seasons can feel like standing on a bridge between what was and what will be, but not being able to see the other side. It's in these moments that trusting God becomes more important than ever. Trust is what carries us across the bridge when we can't see the end of it. Trust anchors our hearts in peace when our circumstances seem anything but peaceful. Trusting God doesn't mean we have all the answers. It means we have decided to place our confidence in the one who does. When we lean not on our own understanding, as Scripture teaches, we find that supernatural peace begins to guard our hearts and minds. We stop striving to figure it all out, and we start resting in the truth that God is already working on our behalf. Peace isn't found in having everything figured out. It's found in knowing the one who holds it all together. In every transition, there's a temptation to panic, to try to force things, rush decisions, or cling tightly to old seasons. But peace comes when we release control and trust God's timing. His plans are higher than ours. His vision is clearer than ours. His vision is clearer than ours. Even when the path feels hidden, He knows exactly where He's leading us. We may not understand the route, but we can trust the guide. Faith says, even when I don't know what's happening, I know who is leading me. There's a deep, settled peace that comes when we remember that God is not surprised by our transitions. He's not up in heaven scrambling to adjust the plan for our lives. Every twist, every turn, every closed door, and every new beginning has already been woven into His perfect design. Trusting Him doesn't mean the road will always be easy, but it does mean we don't have to walk it alone. God's presence walks with us every step of the journey, lighting the path even when it's only one step at a time. One of the beautiful things about trusting God in transition is that it builds spiritual muscles we didn't even know we had. Each time we choose faith over fear, peace over panic, trust over turmoil, we become stronger. Our confidence in God deepens, and we begin to live not just by what we see, but by what we believe. Trust transforms transitions from places of fear to places of growth. It's in the trusting that we mature, that we deepen our roots, that we prepare ourselves for the greater blessings ahead. Trust doesn't mean we ignore our feelings. It's okay to feel uncertain, to grieve the end of a season, to wrestle with change. But in the middle of those emotions, trust says, God, I don't know why this is happening, but I know you are good. I know you are faithful. I know you are working all things together for my good. That kind of trust invites God's peace to flood our hearts even when circumstances remain unclear. Peace is not the absence of trouble, it's the presence of trust. When we trust God in transition, we also protect ourselves from making hasty, fear-driven decisions. Fear will push us to settle for less than God's best. Anxiety will rush us into choices that lead to regret. But trust teaches us to wait, to be still, to believe that if God is moving us, He's moving us towards something better. Trusting His timing means believing that no good thing will He withhold from those who walk uprightly. And if it's not here yet, it's because it's still being prepared, or we're still being prepared for it. Every great move of God in our lives requires trust. Abraham trusted when he left everything behind. Moses trusted when he stood before the Red Sea. David trusted when he faced giants with nothing but a sling and a stone. Their peace wasn't found in perfect circumstances. It was found in perfect trust. And that same peace is available to us today. The more we trust, the more we'll find ourselves standing firm in faith, even when everything around us feels like shifting sand.